This happened 2 winters ago, right after I moved into my first house. It wasn't huge, just a small 2-story place at the edge of a quiet neighborhood. After years of renting apartments with thin walls and loud neighbors, I was excited to finally have space and privacy. At first, the silence felt peaceful. Then it started to feel heavy. I work remotely in IT, so most days it's just me, my laptop, and whatever show I have playing in the background. Weeks would go by where the only person I spoke to face-to-face was the cashier at the grocery store. So when I matched with someone named Dana on a dating app, I was honestly just happy to have someone new to talk to. Her profile was simple. No group photos, no social media linked, just a few pictures of her smiling in different places. We started messaging and she was easy to talk to. Funny, a little sarcastic. She seemed interested in my house, asking what it was like living alone, whether I liked the neighborhood. After about a week, she suggested coming over for dinner. She said she preferred staying in to going out. I hesitated, but I told myself I was being paranoid. Plenty of people have normal first dates at home. She arrived just after dark. I remember opening the door and immediately noticing how tall she was. I'm about 5'11", and she was at least my height, maybe a little taller. She had on a long coat and boots dusted with snow. When she stepped inside, she paused in the doorway, scanning the living room slowly before smiling at me. "Nice place," she said. There was something about the way she looked around that didn't feel casual. It felt measured. I offered to take her coat. As she slipped it off, I caught a strong scent of perfume. It was overwhelming, almost chemical. I tried not to react, but it was hard to ignore. We sat at the kitchen island while I finished cooking. She asked a lot of questions, not just about me, but about the house. How long had I lived there? Did I have security cameras? Did my neighbors keep to themselves? Was anyone else supposed to be stopping by? I joked that it sounded like she was doing a background check on me. She smiled, but didn't laugh. We ate. She barely touched her food, but drank most of the wine I poured her. At one point, she offered to refill my glass. I watched her do it. Nothing seemed off. Still, about 20 minutes later, I started feeling strange. My head felt foggy, my arms heavy. I remember standing up to clear the plates and suddenly needing to steady myself on the counter. "You okay?" she asked, tilting her head. "Yeah," I said, "just tired." She stood up and guided me toward the couch like she was helping. I sat down, and the room felt like it was tilting slightly. My heart started pounding, not from exertion, but from something deeper, instinct. I don't remember closing my eyes, but I remember opening them. The house was dark. The TV was off, the kitchen lights were off. The only light came from the faint glow of the street lamp outside, filtering through the blinds. My mouth felt dry. My body felt slow, like I'd been asleep for hours. That's when I heard movement upstairs. A soft thud, then another. My bedroom was upstairs. I tried to stand, but my legs shook. I grabbed my phone from the coffee table and checked the time. It was almost 2 a.m. I don't know how long I'd been out. Another sound came from upstairs, a drawer sliding shut. Adrenaline cut through the haze just enough for me to move. I staggered towards the stairs, gripping the railing to pull myself up one step at a time. The hallway light upstairs was on. I was certain I hadn't left it on. My bedroom door was open. Inside, I could see her silhouette moving. She wasn't rushing. She was methodical. Opening drawers, checking shelves, even lifting the mattress slightly, like she was searching for something specific. I stepped into the doorway. "Dana," I croaked. She froze. Slowly, she turned to face me. Her expression wasn't surprised. It wasn't guilty. It was annoyed. She was holding a small lockbox I kept in my closet. I used it for important documents and a little emergency cash. It was open. "How?" I started, but my words felt thick. She set the lockbox down on the bed and walked towards me. For a split second, I thought she might shove me down the stairs. Instead, she stopped a few feet away and just stared. "You live alone. You really shouldn't," she said quietly. There was no emotion in her voice. I glanced past her and saw my nightstand drawer hanging open. The bottle of prescription sleeping medication I'd been given months earlier was gone. She brushed past me in the hallway and headed down the stairs. I tried to follow, but my body still felt unreliable. By the time I made it to the bottom, the front door was open. Cold air poured inside. She was gone. I stumbled outside barefoot into the snow. The The street was empty, no car in sight, just a single set of footprints leading down the sidewalk before disappearing around the corner. Inside, I checked everything. She had taken the cash from the lockbox, my medication, a spare key from the kitchen drawer. Nothing else. The police came, took a report, and told me it wasn't the first case like this. Someone matching her description had been targeting people who lived alone, using dating apps to gain access. Her profile was gone by morning, deleted, like she'd never existed. I changed the locks, installed cameras, added motion lights around the house. For a while, nothing happened. Then one night, about a month later, I got a notification on my phone from one of the outdoor cameras. Motion detected at the front door. I opened the app. The camera showed my porch, covered with fresh snow. At first, it looked empty. Then, at the very edge of the frame, I saw her, standing just outside the camera's direct view, close enough that I could see part of her coat, the side of her face. She wasn't moving, just standing there, watching the house. The notification timestamp said the motion had started 5 minutes earlier, which means she had already been there, waiting. I called the police immediately, but by the time they arrived, she was gone. No footprints. The snow on the porch was undisturbed. To this day, I don't understand how she does it. I don't date anymore. I don't invite anyone over. And every night before I go to bed, I double check every lock. Because sometimes, when the house is completely silent, I still feel like I'm not alone.